I think the biggest thing is perspective. I think when we deliver it to clients, most individual contributors will not know what self awareness is until it's defined, which we do. Most will not know what emotional intelligence is, which we will define. Most people don't even understand the concept of their own self regulation, which is a core tenet of emotional intelligence, which can be an element of that emotional interpretation. Once they have a foundation of understanding, and then we get them practicing and pursuing the actions, the skill sets of becoming coachable, developing that coachable mindset, they start to notice people coming to them, coming to the leaders and asking for feedback. So one of the core things we ask them to do initially is to ask for feedback that's strength-based. About 50, 60% of most people come back and say, I didn't know he or she felt that way about me. I didn't know I was doing that well. So there's also a power in progress. Most people don't even know where they're progressing. And a great study by Harvard years ago shows people are at their most motivated state 76% of the time when they're progressing in their job. It's not reward, recognition, and money. So what we have to do is, as leaders, leverage that, yet we also have to create an apparatus for the individual contributors to pursue that. Once they pursue it, they have some aha moments that are strength-based, which opens up to their mind, geez, I've heard some pretty good things. I need to start hearing some things that I don't want to hear. And we give them the techniques and the framework of accepting it, not always agreeing with it, accepting it, practicing it. And what the leaders will start to notice is more palatable conversations. People who were typically resistant become less resistant. People who typically didn't work well together become a little bit more cooperative and collaborative. And that's usually in the first 30 to 60 days. Over time, it starts to shift those numbers. Again, we always look at a number of about 80% coachable. Right now, Gallup says 71% are neutral or actively disengaged, and that number is actually worse with their recent study. We want 80% of people practicing coachability. The key to that is to practice coachability as it relates to what they want, which also helps us uncover what they're willing to do. So that is that whole battle of want versus willingness. So what leaders will start to notice is more palatable conversations, people more open to feedback, people coming to them and driving the feedback versus the leader having to get the feedback. And I think a fringe benefit that we don't talk enough about in the workplace is if I had 10 employees out of 10 coming to me and asking for feedback, my relationship as a leader becomes more transparent, more positive with providing feedback and coaching because they've made it easy on me. I cannot tell you how many times leaders will say, I just don't bother because he just doesn't listen, or she's so resistant, I don't even bother anymore. I said, well, what's the end of the year review like? Oh, it's horrible. We have a client right now doing Coachable Minds where our rally cry, and they're doing it for 12 months. They're actually on their 19th or 20th month. And their rally cry is get ready for that end of the year review. No surprises. And we're pounding away at that, practicing feedback, practicing positivity. Do a random act of kindness for somebody. So a lot of what a coachable mind is creating your own positivity, practicing positivity. Not only is it a decision, but it's a set of skill sets and behaviors that you have to adopt and put into motion. So the benefit to the leaders is not that they just have coachable minds, but their relationship with coaching and feedback becomes a lot more, palatable.